I'm not opening it up until we get back. The actual letter. So, are you recording right now?
The numbers are moving.
I don't know, that dude looks a little fuzzy.
Well, you have yours.
Right. So, today is wet and cold. Got some big fluffy snowflakes falling, but they're not really sticking. It's Saturday, February 9th, 2019. We have purposely and intentionally positioned ourselves here and now in this place and time. Intentionally and with purpose.
Very important.
Uncannily synchronistic how I've met this man. It's a jubilant thing. I don't know how to explain it. I'm happy about it. It's like, I know who I am. I know what I am. And I'm happy with that. But I grow weary of doing it entirely alone, without any backup. I can't do it. I was the errant knight, the wandering, incarnate warrior angel. You can accept that radical frame. But I always did it by myself. And I've met a few people that held a lot of love and a lot of light, but never quite as intensely as Michael. Never so like my spirit. Similar background, similar experience, and similar frame of mind. It's as if he's the wandering errant angel knight, and so am I, and we're both doing that alone. And it took me 50 years, it took him 40 years, and finally two came face to face. And it sounds grandiose and manic, and I can respect that. I've been that. I understand that. And that's not what this is. This is a synchronicity, you know? New Agers would view it as a Celestine prophecy kind of thing, you know? People positioning themselves in place and time aren't random. Our approach is much more theological. So, what it feels like to me is I've been this detached warrior trying to find my tribe. I'm extremely tribal, and I always have been. And I keep searching and searching and searching. No tribe. That might have been similar to Michael. The warrior detached, no tribe, a lost tribe. And there's a few more out there, and we're going to collect them.
That is the goal.
We are going to collect them. You're looking at the head council. That's right. It's weird in a way. I'm kind of embarrassed because I get a little bit melodramatic about my friends and family and my loved ones and things like that. I'm extremely loyal and extremely close to to people who are my friends. And, I just get all warm and fuzzy sometimes.
Love is never wrong.
But, a real man with traditional values, without mimicking any dogma whatsoever, is such a rare thing. So it was almost impossible for me to find friends, you know, with that standard.
Right.
I didn't think it would ever happen, and I'm just tired, man. So one thing I'll put on the record is that Michael woke me up. Not like a life-saving suicidal thing, or like was in a coma, or retarded, or oblivious to things, or anything like that. I was just weary of that tribal search. You know, I do the drumming, everything I can, just flying my flag and throwing it out there, and just no reciprocation. You know what I mean? It's like, 10 measures of effort and 1 measure of return. That's usually when somebody gives something up. Gives it up, stops looking, this isn't worth it, this isn't working out, pursue something else. But I never did, and I never would. So, I'm still maintaining myself, but not very active. I was getting dim, I was getting lazy, I was getting discouraged, and I can handle that. What I was ready to do is practically go hermetic. And that's sad in a way, I worry. He wants to grow old, be alone, all that. I could sit and I could create all kinds of anxiety and tears for that. But I don't feel that anymore. Like I'm saying, he woke me up. Mike appears and makes these profound statements. And I tell him the condition of the stagnation of my pursuit of pride. And he said that's why I'm here. And it wasn't a joke. He didn't have to make it up, think about it. Just as he said constantly, I speak in the spirit always. That's a trademark of his. But yeah, he woke me up. I'd given up. Oh, he caught me losing my train of thought. I didn't want to die and be alone, have no friends, have no wife. Where are my children? Where are my grandchildren? I have a lot of lost stories about that. However, I was prepared to do that because there's value in solitude. I could do that. I could take my studies, go somewhere, isolate myself, and just intentionally concentrate on my studies. I was prepared to do that, and then come out in a few years preaching and teaching and breaking things down as a hermit, coming out of off of a mountain, something like that. I'm not talking about Moses and the tablet, none of that. But just like somebody will do, like like a monk almost. Go somewhere, study, concentrate, meditate, focus, and come out. I was prepared to do that. But finding the tribe and manifesting what is intended with purpose and intent is an opportunity that I will not pass up. So, thank you, Michael. Click, that's when you take 10.
All right. My friend enjoys the environment of both freezing temperatures.
You got the window open, the fan blasting.
It's snowing,
The people in the room tell me to shut my door, but complaining because it's cold.
right? It's no accident. There is no coincidence. I consider this man part of the council that was being described in some of these other videos as the Spirit has led me through Scripture. And the importance that this gem is not just another person being added. There are specific gifts inside you. There is a purpose for the Spirit inside it. That is Him. Joining that with the Holy Spirit, a warrior. Saying the words the Spirit tells me to as I always do. The importance of the warrior sitting. He's actually standing. He's actually taking his place. And we have our disagreements on things, but the amazing and fun part of it is the Spirit is using both of us. So the Spirit flows through him, flows through me, our words connect, the picture is painted. He recently invested heavily.
Logos 8 Bible software. Amazing. Way more. I'm in so much over my head with the information that's available on this thing. But it's paving the way for studies and teaching. So,
And we were
that
talking.
was my plug for Logos 8.
It's good to benefit our brothers and sisters. And we were talking earlier. What if we had a reality show that saves souls? And you can look it up. The documentation. Oh, we were both in this halfway house. There's their names. Glorifying God. And look what God did through them. Hallelujah. That's something to be jubilant about. And there's a lot going on. The most profound statement I can make right now is He's home. I am excited, amazed, and jubilant. Exactly. And we know there are others like us that are not being taught about what were we talking about this year?
Simple things. Something that doesn't realize their identity as the vigilante, errant warrior, solo, protecting, defending, securing, finding chaos, restoring order, or creating order where there never was before. Even attack the chaos if necessary. Chaos and the order. That's the theme. And I think there's several people that do that. And what he's suggesting, which is the fact, it is our purpose and intention to manifest that, to gathered. We'll try. And it can go pretty deep because, we're serious men, serious values, traditional, God-led, sacred masculine. It is not a game. It's so hard to find. All that's under attack. We're not afraid.
We have no fear.
It seems to be Michael's intuition, and I can't disagree, that we'll find some of these men, pretty, ragtag, homeless, maybe suffering. At what stage that they realize that they're coming out of their suffering, or still in it, or not aware it's suffering, or even strong. We don't think we're necessarily going to find these people sitting comfortably in the cookie cutter church pew. Probably not. We're, they really couldn't be happy that way.
Do you have the Bible?
Of course.
Could you do the others?
You want me to spontaneously open the Bible? Yes? That's my style. Open the Bible, open it up, point, led by the Spirit. Random. I'm more orderly, he's more random. And I'm a little older too, that's why I need my glasses. I got it. We're not exactly good cop, bad cop, or anything like that. I don't know who would take what on that. Okay. Really can't scoff at this technique because, you usually land on something that makes sense. It was an insult when I joked about it the other day and said, like, fucking horoscope. Oh, that's an insult. But it's so random. Open it up, point at it. Like that, my first impression was that it could be so general that you could, apply it to whatever was happening recently or whatnot. But it seems to be a little more accurate than that, or maybe a lot more accurate than that. As in, Ezekiel chapter 40. In the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after that, the city was smitten. In the selfsame day, the hand of the Lord was upon me and brought me thither. In the visions of God brought he me into the land of Israel and set me upon a very high mountain, by which was the frame of the city on the south. And he brought me hither, and behold, there was a man, whose appearance was like the appearance of brass, with a line of flax in his hand, and a measuring reed, and he stood in the gate. And the man said unto me, Son of man, behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears, and set thine heart upon all that I shall show thee. For to the intent that I might show them unto thee, art thou brought hither, declare all thou seest in the house of Israel. there was something about my feet as a wave function. It's a very obvious case of a receive and transmit. You can tell when something's written or a thought suggested, and it pauses and reflects, and things come into him, and then he speaks it out. It's a skill. That's what he does.
Our intention is to display how the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit, takes precedence. That should be in the forefront. Now, as you've heard, the Spirit has spoken through him. Where two or more are gathered, I am in.
Wondering if I should say. He receives, transmits, communicates. That's peaceful. We're figuring things out here. That's not exactly what I do. Not that I don't do that. I communicate well. I receive. If you don't practice at that than me. What I've intentionally focused on, and often have had to, you know, to stay alive, threatening situations, or to sense what action is needed, when, and how. So I'm saying, what I do is the discernment of the spirit. I don't know what that's supposed to mean to anyone, you know. I try to rationalize it like a like an FBI agent would profile something or someone, or walk into a situation and scan it and know where the funk is coming from. Know if something seems like it's under threat, if something's under attack, if there's an evil, if there's a good. It's so obvious to me. That's useful. This literally saved my life. I didn't want to go into these stories that make me nervous. But yeah, it saved my life. And it's probably saved other people's lives too. It's like I know when there's a need, when there's a pain, when compassion needs to be applied. A sense of a spiritual obligation. On the other hand, and what can be more problematic with me is I detect evil, and my instinct is to attack it. That can be problematic, especially as with no backup as a single man. Um, Sometimes that's necessary, but not always.
One thing I love about my friend, he says he is linear and visual.
Linear, visual, yeah. Style of learning, a style of teaching, style of planning my day. time management. Things like that.
He wants me to be
Orderly.
more organized.
No, I don't want. No, I'm not. I don't want you not to be you. It would probably behoove you to be more organized. As far as time management and getting things done, but as errant wanderers, I mean that's what it is. It's sporadic. It's random. It's not that you're not in the right place at the right time. There's no way I can say that. But for me, the time of wandering is probably coming to a close. Not that I won't travel, maybe, but I think it'd be more effective now to take what I've learned in my experiences and station myself on a base of operation. But we don't want to sleep on concrete anymore, for one thing. Some comfort and leisure is allowed, I believe.
We agreed on this.
Not to suffer on purpose. And it's more spiritually responsible, I think, at this point, to establish ourselves. We have projects to do. We haven't even talked about the music yet. It's another thing that I don't know exactly how that's going to mesh, but we're in that on that playing field. I misunderstood the word prophecy or prophesying today somewhat. I thought it only meant like a prediction, but I did a little bit of study. Apparently, when someone's speaking through the Spirit with one another, it's a form of prophesying as well. And I think he's more gifted in that, and the channeling, for lack of a.
It's not channeling.
It's not channeling. That's a New Age term. I have some New Age background. Some of those words pop up. I don't know by definition it might be called that.
What, channeling?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have to be it.
The scripture says, do not seek mediums.
That's right.
Okay.
So what would you call receiving transmit?
I'm going to explain it right now.
Receiving transmit.
Church is supposed to be fun.
Oh.
Alright. Now, what would you say channeling and what would that entail?
I'm apprehensive to going into this without some research.
That's very wise.
Not that I don't have some definitive thoughts, but for the sake of other people may watch this,
Right.
I don't think I should do that right now. He's right though. The sorcery, channeling, medium that would fall into the same category.
So, we were watching this video on empaths. And I noticed in the comment section, because I was led by the Spirit to watch it, and I showed it to them. I know it struck home with me, but I understood what it actually has, the significant biblical purpose and meaning behind. So I don't really use the term empath. I tell the truth. It's mentioned in the Bible as a spiritual gift. Different people process it differently. And it can start out very unpleasant, depending on how submitted to the Holy Spirit you are. Because you have to have that light flowing through you to block out what you're feeling. So it can seem like something you don't want, but you have it. It's very stealthy stuff.
Yeah. We'll collaborate on that and do that another time. I'll offer this though. It could be a matter of intensity, or as comes up to us a lot, of how loose or strict one would take something. Now, the doctrine is absolute, so there's really no room for variability. But then there's interpretation, and there's semantics. So if I say channeler, you think sorcerer. You say empath, it's a prophet. These words or ideas can be interexchanged. Now, what matters is what the evil is when somebody goes into a behavior like that where they're trying to evoke or invoke. They're trying to access the ethereal realm for information. Usually, for their own gain, one way or another. So, what's, that's sorcery. I know that. I don't know what is not necessarily sorcery, but I know what is. And that's when you're, calling on the spirit world. I mean, it's malign. This is just one of the areas I'm extreme experience in. Both sides of the chasm. Pendulum. Or exposure. Not necessarily behavior. Awareness. It's as if I was born with a spiritual discernment. Is that why I saw that? Or did I learn this because I saw the two different extremes so vividly that I developed that? Chicken or the egg. So this is our first interaction on video, and I think what we're illustrating, what I see being illustrated, is the collaboration of our different gifts and thought styles and presentations that we both already know is extremely effective. Between how I think and how he thinks and what he delivers and what I deliver, a joint effort like that, I think will be accepted in the kingdom. And that feels good to be, utilized this way.
But we have a purpose. We get that sustained. I'm in the perfect place, doing the perfect things. I have hope. God is going to honor what's being done. And make it successful. And one thing that we were praying about and deciding earlier, we don't want to be on the paper.
Oh, yeah.
We feel that this is okay.
Yeah.
And we would like to be able to live an amazing life, do the things that we love, serve God, and make a living from it. So this is our first step, and he is already invested, I've already invested, and we're reaching out to people like us so they don't feel alone, so that they can have their purpose, and we connect.
I need to interject right now. This is not at all a prosperity doctrine. That's ridiculous. And this is not a selfish thing. This is not a wanton thing. Everything in moderation. I don't think there's anything wrong with comfort and leisure. And I couldn't say that we have not earned that. We've been in the trenches behind enemy lines, bro. Yes. For a long time. Deep behind enemy lines. And yeah. It's well earned, you know. It's like hunters go out for days in a row to, you know, get a catch, and they finally come home and yeah, dude, kick off your boots and sit by the fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all right. A new drum kit, yeah, all right. I like nice shoes. My belt matches my shoes. That's all right with me. I suggest the same for you.
Alright, so that's all I feel the Spirit wants me to say. Is there anything else the Spirit wants you to say?
No, we're good. We've extended kind of far. We're ad-libbing. This whole thing was not scripted at all. Now, the next one will be somewhat as an organized and orderly, because I've had these thoughts all night or for several hours before he met me this morning. I wrote like 5 pages of notes about, you know, you'll see, but it's linear, and I'm going to follow. You know, I have things written down. I kind of have to do that to remember everything. You know, my thought can be rapid, and it's in my best interest to write things down so that I can discuss things in a linear fashion, mainly so that nothing gets excluded that's important that had occurred to me. I don't want to lose that. So the next one will be more of a scripted thing. Some of it will be personal. Some of it will be administrative. Some of it will be spiritual. Just a conversation that's necessary to establish the foundation of the unity of our thought processes and behaviors going forward with this inevitable tribe. Thank you. We love you.
We love you. Nice.
That was a good one, man.
I liked it. Wait.